When Malvolio is put in prison, he is probably thinking, what have I done to deserve this? He, in his opinion anyway, he's just been doing his job, and he is believing the truth of the letter, and he wonders, why would Olivia have done this to him? Because as far as he knows, Olivia wrote the letter. And then for him to be treated in the way he does and acting note for note what the letter tells him to do, to then be imprisoned and kept there in our production, we're thinking, what, a few days or whatever, to be kept there that long, you as a person, and Malvolio himself is just thinking, why is this happening to me? I've done nothing wrong. I've just performed my job as punctiliously as I would be paid to do. No, it doesn't cross Malvolio's mind that the letter would be fake, no. Because there would be no reason for that, I don't think. And it's only in the moment at the end when Olivia says, this is not my writing, it is Mariah's hand, that he goes, oh no. And it's at the end, and it all comes crashing down, and it works so well in here as well, because there's moments where the audience are laughing, and we plonk him directly on the apex of the stage. We have this apex, and it puts him right in the middle of the space, and everyone's just looking down at him, laughing, and looking up at him, laughing. And it really helps me as an actor anyway, and also Malvolio as a character, to feel just everyone turning against him. And yeah, he'd have no reason to think that it was fake.
I think Feste does have a little bit of sympathy for Malvolio. I mean, I don't think she thinks she's doing it maliciously. I think she has a line at the end where she says, and thus the whirligig of time brings in his revenges, which is, I think she sort of feels like he's got what's coming to him and hopefully he'll learn a lesson. And in this production, we've worked with the idea that right at the end of the imprisonment scene, he puts his hand out and she takes it. And then she does write the letter. She does say, I will fetch you light and paper and ink. So she does help him. So it's not about sending him completely mad, but I think she sort of feels like she's teaching him a lesson, and that hopefully he'll learn, and she's trying to use good humour to do that.
Yeah, I think that is important. There's that moment when they hold hands is very important. And Malvolio is finally like, there is someone who is going to help me out of this situation, because up until that point he has no idea how he's going to get out. And that's why he comes out so directly with, help me to some ink, paper and light. It's very precise what he needs to get across his point to Olivia, that he is not mad. And that is the main thing. He says, I am no more mad than you are, to who he thinks So Topaz is. And then he says, I'm as well in my wits, fool, as thou art. He is trying his hardest to make sure people believe that he is not mad. And that's why he's so precise in what he asks for.
I think what Feste and Sir Toby and Sir Andrew and Mariah dislike about Malvolio is his arrogance. And I also think we've been playing with the idea in rehearsals of he's got ideas above his station. And for someone like Sir Toby and Sir Andrew especially, I think they take umbrage to this because they're in their position and that's kind of all they have is their title, you know. So for them, it's how dare he have these delusions of grandeur. He's a servant and he thinks he's better than us. I don't think that's the same with Feste. I think Feste just thinks he needs to loosen up a bit, really, if I'm honest. I think we've worked with the idea that she's the master of revels, and in the beginning scene, he's saying all these horrible things to me, and I've reacted by sort of giving him a wink and being like, oh, come on, and he's having none of it. So Feste just thinks he's a bit of a grumpy git.
Well, it's hard to know. Well, I think what he feels at the end, I mean, this is kind of my own decision, but what he feels at the end is that he can never go back to that house. Because his whole life is spent about keeping order. How he looks is important, how he keeps order in the house, manners are incredibly important. And then all of that is shot, all of that is taken away. and by the last line, I'll be revenged on the whole pack of you. And pack's a good word as well, because he feels like they've been bearing down on him like wolves, and he's been hunted. Yeah, so I think at the end he's not learnt that, oh, isn't it fun to have a joke, and I don't think he's learnt that. I think he's just felt incredibly attacked, and how he's going to find his way back from that is anyone's guess. I know. You need to write Malvolio, the play, the sequel to
Malvolio's Revenge.
Yeah, Malvolio's Revenge. Exactly. But yeah, I think he has learned, actually, if one thing he's learned is that people can be incredibly cruel. Yeah, I don't, it's my fourth time, I think, now on here, mixed in with tours and whatever. It can do two things playing on this stage. It can feel trapping because you think, oh, I need to reach everyone at the same time, or it can be freeing because there's no constraints about where you need to look, where you need to stand. You can show the audience your back. You can go anywhere on the stage. So it's kind of a sort of a double-edged sword in a way. But I think it's a beautiful, beautiful space to have 1,500 people in here and then be no further than like 10 meters away. All of them. You can see everyone's face and you can look everyone in the eye and you can make that connection, which is so important with Shakespeare plays because it is so written. It genuinely was written for this space, a lot of his plays. And you can speak directly to each audience member and you can find, like with the letter moment, when he's reading the letter, he's discovering the letter with the people. And that's why he's talking out loud. Otherwise, you just pick it up and go, and then walk off. But he's talking it through with the audience. What is this? Who is this? Written by? Is it written by me? And because of the shape of this space and the proximity of the people, and you've got all these people in the yard, you can make that connection with specific people in the audience. And it makes it, yeah, it's great. I love it.
It's my first time working in the Globe, so it's been very new for me. And I mean, it's just completely different to anything else I've ever done. And I think, you know, right from the get-go, really, what you get with the Globe stage, which you don't really get with other stages, is, like Alex said, that eye contact, and you're completely out in the elements, you know, so you have no choice but to connect with the audience, which for me has been incredibly liberating, and especially playing the fool who plays so much with the audience and the idea of an audience and entertaining. It's a joy because I can find people that I can entertain and make sure to take everybody in. I think I've learned a lot vocally because of course you have to support a lot more than you do in other stages, and especially because I sing a lot, you know, it's been a real learning curve. But Martin, the head of voice, has been wonderful at helping us with that. And yeah, it's a joy, and it really is the best place to do a Shakespeare play.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.